That's really a dream for a lot of people to own rental properties.
It could be good for you and for the city. Creating rental opportunities is so important. There's an event this month dedicated to it.
Rhonda Ewer is a compliance manager for the city of Omaha, and Anne-Marie Kudlatz is with Refugee Empowerment Network. Good to see both of you this morning.
Nice to have you here. Hi, Anne-Marie. It's nice to meet you.
So what do you want our viewers to know about housing choice in Omaha?
Well, it is the Mayor's Fair Housing Advisory Board that is actually putting this event on. And we want people to understand that what the landlords need to know about disability and making sure their locations are accessible and accommodating for disabilities in Omaha, as well as our refugee community. I don't know, a lot of people don't realize that we have probably over 20% of our population is refugees, and they come in with the need for housing, and we need to have landlords more adaptable to having housing for those refugees and immigrants.
What about smoke-free housing?
There's a move right now within the city to develop policies, landlords and owners to develop policies and procedures to have more smoke-free housing.
And so how do you help people work through, I guess, housing rights?
With the housing rights, we do trainings throughout the year on what is fair housing, and also helping landlords so that they know they're not discriminating, to be consistent in their policies.
They don't want to, right? Because you have
no.
people with good intentions. They might not understand what the policies are.
That's right.
So when you're creating this event, is that part of it? It's just information.
It's information to help them be successful and, you know, not have anything go awry.
Well, right, and to protect themselves, which is decreasing liabilities. That's another issue, right?
That's correct. And again, it's just making them aware and educating the landlords and owners on how to be proactive.
And Marie, she mentioned refugees, right? This is exactly who you're helping on a daily basis. In terms of housing, what are the challenges? And then what are the solutions as you have an event like this, the message you're getting out?
Well, we're hoping to reach out to more local landlords. Right now, you know, as refugees come into our city, we're required by the federal government to find housing and provide core services. Well, we're asking landlords to rent to somebody that just got here, has no social security card yet, has no job,
no credit history,
right? Has no savings, right? And so it's kind of challenging. We do work with a handful of landlords who work with our agency. But we're always looking for more landlords because housing is, you know, greatly needed in the city.
Yeah, and that's part of, I guess, one of the things you're going to cover is the fair housing at the conference too. How does that all encompass that?
It's all encompassing because we want to make sure that we don't have the language that the landlords understand all the barriers, whether it's language or just knowing what to expect, because you have to think about these individuals have come from a refugee camp and they're now into a civilized environment, and there are many things that the refugee communities do, the settlement agencies do to let them know what an orientation, you know, what needs to be done to live in an apartment complex, and that will help the landlords understand that these things are being done prior to them renting from them.
To me, housing is kind of the first step of thriving.
It
right?
is.
As you're getting, I mean, it's a need.
It's a need.
Right. We were just looking at the Realities of Housing conference website, and there's some information there about registration, and we'll touch on that again here in a second. But in terms of who should attend, is you're creating this event, and you're in a room, you're putting it together, you're deciding what should be included, and then you talk about who you'd like to see at the conference. Who do you include?
Landlords, realtors, the different agencies that are having issues with getting people into housing, into apartments.
We have developers, people like Anne-Marie.
People who are looking for housing, should they come to this? Is it a conference for them too? Or?
Yes, absolutely. It's open to the general public, so that way they know what their rights are as well.
The 29th, that's the date.
Yes.
So we've still got a little bit of time if this is something you'd like to attend. What's the best way to register?
Online. Or by phoning, I think it's Fair Housing Center of Nebraska and Iowa.
934-6727, like magic. We put the number on the screen. And then the website that we showed you a second ago, it's realitiesofhousingomaha.org. Feel free to go because, again, this is about information. Go and learn. If you already have rental properties in the area and you'd just like to be better at it, or this is something you want to get into, this is a great place to go.
Yes.
Thank you both for being here. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Anne-Marie, it's nice to have you here.
All right.